Thanks for choosing Tiger Den Sports with Jason Dorsey, your number one place for all things LSU.
Welcome in, Tiger fans, to another edition of the Tiger Den Sports with your host, Jason Dorsey. If you're listening to this on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. It helps with the algorithm, pushing the videos out more. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about the 3-star commitment that LSU just got as an offensive lineman. And we're going to continue our series on the position battles at LSU. So let's get started here. So if you missed it, a 3-star offensive lineman from Georgia committed to LSU yesterday. That's a big-time get. I know it's a 3-star, and people's going to freak out because it is a 3-star. But you got to remember, look at the teams that were recruiting this offensive lineman. LSU beat out Michigan and Texas A&M for this 3-star. So just keep that in mind. He may be rated as a 3-star, but a lot of top schools wanted him. So, with saying that, LSU is getting a great commitment from Paul Mabinga. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. He's a 3-star offensive lineman from Georgia. Cortez Hankton came over from Georgia this past season to LSU, and it's paying off already. We got Paul Mabinga from Georgia, and without Cortez Hankton, I don't know if we would have pulled that off. But Paul Mabinga can play guard or tackle. Not sure if he could play center. He's 6'4", 280 pounds. But when he gets to college, he's going to put on more weight. He might be a little light at 280, but as soon as he hits college campus, he's going to put on at least 20 more pounds, 25 pounds. Look at, who is it? Will Campbell. He's a freshman. He got to LSU in January, and he was weighing 300 pounds, and now he is up to like 320 pounds. So that's 20 pounds in just like 6 months. So when Paul Mabinga gets here, he's going to put on weight. He'll get probably 300. 310 might be the most he'll probably put on. But if he's athletic enough, he could play left tackle, right tackle at 300 pounds. He's going to be a great fit at LSU, and that's only the start. He's a 3-star, but there is more 4 and 5 stars that we're looking at right now. But Paul Mabinga will fit in great at LSU. He will do a great job at LSU, and his rankings will get higher his senior year. He's not going to be a 3-star for long. He's going to get to a 4-star. How high will he go? I don't know. But he should be ranked in the top 300 by his senior season ending. So LSU got him committed yesterday. So now we're going to switch over to the position battle. We're going to continue our series and go through the positions, who I think is going to be the starters, who I think is going to be breakout players at these positions. So let's get into it. Today's position battle, we're going to talk about receivers. And if you know, Kayshon Boutte is our best receiver. He's the number one automatically. You know what you get from him. He is now number 7, and the person that wears number 7 has great responsibility and great talent. He's usually the best player on the field, in which Kayshon Boutte is. So, you know for sure he's going to be number 1. Now we got to go through who's going to be number 2, who's going to be number 3, who's going to be number 4, and so on. So Jack Bess played tight end last year out of necessity, but he is moving over to receiver. Then you got Malik Neighbors, who had a breakout second half of the season last year. You got Brian Thomas, who's a big body. You got Jaray Jenkins, he's a quiet receiver, but he gets the job done. He does whatever it takes to be on the field, to move the chains, get a few yards here and there. He does his job. Then you got Landon Ibieta, who came in as a freshman. You got a transfer in Kyron Lacey from Louisiana Lafayette. So you got a lot of depth there. Oh, and don't forget Chris Hilton. He didn't play a whole lot. He scored his first touchdown, I think, in the bowl game last year. So you got a lot of pieces there. But we got to put this all together in context to see who's the best, who's going to be good, who's going to play what position, and what's the starting receiver room going to look like. So I believe Jack Bess should probably be number 2 receiver. He's a great route runner. He got great quickness off the ball. He got great awareness when he's running his routes. Great hands when he's catching. I mean, you look at him, what he did last year as a freshman. Over 600 yards receiving. I think over 5 touchdowns. So he did his thing as a freshman. So he's only going to get better this year. So I believe he's going to be number 2. Number 3, it might be a little tricky because I would say that Malik Neighbors would be number 3. He's the big playmaker. He can go down the field. He can do jump balls. Even though he's small, he's not a real big guy. He's a little smaller, but he's very feisty, aggressive, and he can go down the field and get the ball. He can make plays with his feet. I believe he would be number 3. Now, the number 4 and 5 receivers when you go 5 wide, I think number 4 would be Jaray Jenkins, just because of his consistency, just because he knows the routes, he knows how to run routes. You can trust him on third downs. So I think he would be number 4. But I also think when it comes to third down plays, I think Malik Neighbors would be off the field and Jaray Jenkins would be on the field. I think that's going to be his place on this team right now. Jaray Jenkins is a trustworthy veteran who gets open in key situations. So I think he would be a great third down receiver. Now, the 5th receiver, I would think it would be Chris Hilton. And I only say that because he can spread the field. He got the speed. He got the athleticism to spread a defense. All you need him to do is go on streak routes, corner routes. He's going to do it all. Screen passes. You get him in the open field, and he's gone because he got that much speed. And I'm going to tell you something at the end of the video about Chris Hilton. Now, Brian Thomas, he didn't really do that great his freshman year. I see him being used more in the red zone when they get there because he's a bigger receiver. He's 6'4". I mean, he's close to 205 pounds, 210 pounds, I believe. So I believe you would use him in the red zone for jump balls, corner routes, things like that, little slant routes in the end zone. I think he would do good at red zone, in the red zone. Now, you look at Kyron Lacey, Landon Ibieta. I don't see Landon Ibieta seeing the field as a receiver this year as a freshman, but I can see him on special teams, maybe returning kicks or punts. Chris Hilton, he can do the same thing, whoever wins that out. But Landon Ibieta can also cover kicks, cover punts. Same thing with Kyron Lacey. I don't know They might use him in the red zone too because he's a bigger receiver with Brian Thomas. So I can see him getting on the field in the red zone a little bit. But other than that, I see that he's probably only going to be on special teams as well. Covering kicks, covering punts, things like that. So that's my assumption right now. And what I'm leaning toward, it would be number 1 receiver Kayshon Boutte, number 2 Jack Bess, number 3 Malik Neighbors, number 4 Jaray Jenkins, and number 5 Chris Hilton. On third downs, I think Malik Neighbors comes off the field and Jaray Jenkins goes in at number 3. Just because his consistency and veteran play, he knows where the stick's at, So I think that would be the play on that. Brian Thomas and Kyron Lacy, I think, would be only in the red zones for big targets. And Chris Hilton, he would probably be the 5th receiver that can take the top off the defense. So that's what I'm thinking right now. Now, what I was saying earlier about Chris Hilton, I believe he's going to be the breakout player this year. You get him in open field. You give him some screen passes. You throw it deep down the field to him. He's going to catch it and run a long way. I can see Chris Hilton getting over 700 yards, 6 touchdowns. I also can believe he can probably have 250 rushing yards as well from doing reverses and all that type of stuff if they run it because of how athletic and how speedy he is as a receiver. That would be my breakout player. So with all that being said, that's what I'm thinking. Y'all let me know on YouTube, comment below, and y'all let me know who y'all think the top 5 receivers are and who y'all think the breakout player is going to be. And don't forget to subscribe. Please like, share, follow, and comment. Until next time, thanks for listening. Go Tigers.